Today we are going to watch the second part of Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secret. In the previous part, we saw that after finishing their first year at school, Harry and his friends returned home for the holidays. This time, we see that during the holidays, Harry is at his uncle and auntie's house, but he spends his days feeling very sad because no one there treats him well or even speaks to him normally. One day, when Harry enters his room, he suddenly sees a stranger creature standing there. Its name is Dobby. Seeing he is there, Harry gets quite scared. Dobby tells Harry that he must not go to school this year because if he does, his life will be in danger. But Harry replies that he will go to school no matter what because there is no one at home who cares for him. On the house, he is always mistreated there. School is his true house. Hearing this, Dobby leaves Harry's room and goes to where Harry's uncle and aunties are having a party with some guests. Using magic, Dobby completely ruins the party. Seeing this, Harry's uncle assumes that Harry is to blame. He becomes angry and locks Harry completely inside his room, deciding that Harry will not be allowed to return to school this year. Now, Harry is trapped in the room and cannot get out even if he wants to. At that night, Ron suddenly appears in the front of Harry's house in a flying car. He rescues Harry from being trapped in his uncle's house and takes him to his own home. Afterwards, Harry, Ron and Ron's entire family sit together to diagonally to buy their school supplies for the year. This year, Ron's younger sister, Ginny, will also be starting school. That's why everyone goes shopping together. On the way, they suddenly encounter Draco Malfoy and his father, Lucius Malfoy. Draco and his father insult Harry and his friends harassingly. During this time, Draco's father secretly hides a diary there without anyone noticing. After finishing their shopping, they head to the station to board the Hogwarts Express. But when everyone else has entered platform 9 and 3/4, Harry and Ron try to enter and suddenly platform doors close. As a result, they miss their train. Of course, Harry and Ron don't give up. They are forced to reach school using the flying car. Upon reaching Hogwarts, the car crashes into a tree and is vanished, and Ron's wand also breaks at that moment. After dropping Harry and Ron in the front of school, the car, its broken seat, falls off alone into the forest. Now we see the new school year's classes gradually being. In the previous year, Harry had attached Professor Quirrell's class, who eventually died. He is replaced by a new teacher, Professor Lockhart. During class, he released several small impulses into the room and instruct the students to catch him using magic. After a short while, it becomes clear that the impulses are out of control. Even Professor Lockhart cannot catch them. Eventually, he fails the classroom in fur. But surprisingly, Hermione catches all the impulses in a simple spell. In fact, she was the most talented and capable student in that class. One day, it is seen that Draco Malfoy is insulting Hermione in front of Harry and Ron, making rude comment. This is because Hermione's parents are muggles, not wizards. Draco treats her badly, not as a fellow wizard. Seeing this, Ron tries to punish Draco using his wand, but since his wand was broken, the spell backfires and hits them instead. The next evening, Harry hears a stranger sound at school. Surprisingly, Ron and Hermione nearby cannot hear it. The sound seems to come from inside the walls and moves from one place to another. Harry follows this mysterious sound. After going some distance, they see large letters written in blood on the wall. The Chamber of Secrets has been opened. The year's enemy, beware. At that very moment, the school librarian's cat is also found, laying motionless, like a stone. After a short while, Professor Dumbledore and other teachers arrive at this scene. Dumbledore explains this cat is not dead. It has been rendered unconscious by a spell. With the correct potion, it can return to its normal state within a few days. A few days later, Hermione went to Professor McGonagall to ask about the Chamber of Secrets. Professor McGonagall told everyone about 1,000 years ago, 4 great wizards found Hogwarts. They worked together to build the school and established many rules and traditions. 3 of them continued running the school harmoniously. But the 4th, Salazar Slytherin, appointed only children of magical families to study at Hogwarts, meaning those whose both parents were wizards. The other 3 founders did not agree to this condition. So, Slytherin left the school. However, before leaving, Slytherin secretly created a hidden chamber, the Chamber of Secrets. Inside this chamber, he placed a terrible monster and scaled the chamber until his true heirs would arrive. Only Slytherin actual heir can open this secret chamber. When the monster is released, it will attack those who are not blood pure. That is, whose parents are not both wizards, and only Slytherin to here can control the monster. After hearing all this, Harry, Ron, and Hermione being to suspect that Draco might be Slytherin to here. His entire family has long been associated with Slytherin lineage, and Draco even cannot tolerate those who are not members of magical families. The three friends decide that somehow they must find out from Draco whether he is truly Slytherin here. However, it will take them some time to uncover the truth. A few days later, Quidditch match remains at school. As soon as the game begins, a heavy iron ball starts chasing Harry. It seems that someone has used magic to make the ball attack him. But just like the previous year, Harry managed to control the ball and contributes to his team victory. As soon as the game ends, the heavy iron ball breaks Harry's hand. Professor Lockhart attempts to heal it with a spell, but instead Harry's hand is injured even more, and he has to be attended to the hospital. That night, while Harry is in the hospital, he meets with Dobby. Dobby warns Harry, "You should not have come to this school. I have warned you many times, but you did not listen." Harry asks, "Why do you always wear such torn and dusty clothes?" Dobby replies, "This is the sign of my servitude. I am a servant of a wizarding family. I have come here to warn you. I will be free only when my master gives me proper clothes." Dobby continues, "When you were at the station and the platform door closed, it was I who did it with magic, and the ball that struck you during the game, that was my doing as well. You shouldn't have come here while history is repeating itself." Before Harry could ask any question, Dobby disappeared. A few days later, during class, Harry and Draco get into a competition. Draco used magic to release a snake toward Harry. Gradually, Harry began speaking with the snake. Seeing this, Harry's friend, the other student, and even the teacher were astonished. At the end of the class, Ron and Hermione asked Harry, "Why did not you tell us before that you can speak with snake?" Harry replied lamely, "It's nothing special. Anyone can do it. When I was little, I was talking a snake at the zoo." Hermione said, "No, it's not ordinary. Speaking with snake is a dangerous ability, and only the heir of Slytherin can do it. Slytherin himself was a very powerful wizard. Perhaps you are this to hear." Harry then asked, "Was I speaking in some other language? But I didn't even know I was speaking another language. How is that possible?" After this incident, all the students in Harry's class began to look at him with suspicion. Seeing this, Harry felt extremely uncomfortable. For this reason, one day, he hurriedly left the classroom. After leaving the class, Harry heard that strange sound again. Following it, he saw another student completely motionless, like stone. Just then, the school librarian appeared. He assumed that Harry was responsible for all those events because the last time something similar had happened, Harry was the first to arrive at the scene. And even now, when the incident occurred, Harry was the only one present. Harry was then brought before Professor Dumbledore. The professor said, "I believe you did not do this, but are you hiding something for me that I have should to know?" Harry didn't answer aloud, only thinking to himself, "I am not hiding anything." A few days later, Hermione prepared a polyjuice poison. Using it, Harry and Ron took on the forms of two of Draco's friends. They tried to find out whether Draco was truly the heir of Slytherin. However, after talking to Draco, they learned that he was not Slytherin to heir. Draco told them 50 years ago the same mysterious event happened once. A student died back then too, and now the same thing is happening again. A few days later, Harry found a diary at the school. On the cover was written, "Tom Marble." Seeing the name, Ron recalled, "A few days ago, I have been punished by having to clean all the trophies in the school. I remember seeing a trophy with this name on it. 50 years ago, Tom Marble had been awarded it for special service to this school." Hermione said, "Are you sure this is a trophy from 50 years ago? Because exactly 50 years ago, the door to the Chamber of Secrets was opened. Back then, that terrifying monster killed a student. That means Tom Riddle was present during that incident, so he must know what kind of monster is in that chamber." Finally, they considered that all the answers to their question must be inside this diary. But when Harry opened this diary, he saw that it was completely blank. Not a single word was written on any page, as if emptiness itself had filled it. That night, Harry sat with the diary, trying to see if he could uncover any important information. While he was working, a drop of ink suddenly fell into the page. In an instant, the ink merged with the paper. Harry wrote, "My name is Harry." In a moment, words appeared on the page. "Hello Harry, my name is Tom Riddle." Harry wrote again, "Do you know anything about the Chamber of Secrets?" The diary replied, "Yes, I know, and I can show you." Then Tom Riddle's diary showed Harry the event of that day 50 years ago, the day the Chamber of Secrets was opened and a student was killed. Entering the diary, Harry saw Tom Riddle standing there. The dead body of the student was being carried past him. Tom then asked Professor Dumbledore, "Will the school be closed because of this incident?" Dumbledore replied, "Yes, the school will have to be closed because of this." Then Tom said, "If the crime is discovered, then..." At that moment, Tom was seen entering a locked room into the school. Inside, Hagrid was present. Tom said to Hagrid, "Now I am forced to reveal your secret to everyone. You may never realize it, but your creature could kill someone like this." Hagrid responds, "I can't do such a thing. I have not harmed anyone." But Tom paid no attention to his word. He waved his wand over a box in front of him. Immediately, a large spider emerged from the box and scuttled away. Seeing this scene, Harry emerged from the magic of the diary. Harry realized that Hagrid's pet spider was the creature that had killed the student at their school. Moreover, Hagrid had been involved in the opening of the Chamber of Secrets 50 years ago. Harry shared this information with Ron and Hermione. The three of them decided that since Hagrid was a dear friend, they would discuss this matter with him directly. The next morning, it was discovered that Tom Riddle's diary had been stolen from Harry's room. Then the following day, even Hermione fell into the same petrified, stone-like state as the other students. Seeing Hermione in this condition, Harry and Ron decided that they needed to talk to Hagrid immediately. Using Harry's invisibility cloth, the two of them reached Hagrid's house. Harry and Ron asked, "Do you know anything about the Chamber of Secrets?" But before Hagrid could answer, Headmaster Dumbledore and the magical law expert Cornelius Fudge arrived. Due to the recent attacks on many students at the school, the Ministry of Magic had sent Fudge to Hogwarts. Fudge had come to talk Hagrid to Azkaban, as Hagrid's past seemed somewhat suspicious. 50 years ago, a similar incident had occurred, and back then everyone had suspected Hagrid and his pet spider. So, it was assumed that Hagrid might also be responsible for the current event. After a while, Lucius Malfoy, who was a member of the school's governing board, arrived. He informed the headmaster that he was there to investigate the school and handed him a piece of paper. The paper stated that the headmaster was suspended from his position. It bore the signatures of all the board members, since the ongoing attacks made it impossible for the headmaster to take appropriate action. The board wanted someone else to assume the responsibility. During all this, Harry and Ron were observing everything from under the invisibility cloth. As Hagrid was being taken away to jail, he said to Harry, "If anyone wants answers, they should follow the spiders. They will find their questions answered there." Once everyone left the hunt, Harry and Ron noticed several spiders leading into the forest. They closed them and eventually arrived at a curve, where they saw Hagrid's pet spider. The spider that had escaped from the school 50 years ago, now grown to a massive size. The spider informed Harry that Hagrid was completely innocent. He had never opened the Chamber of Secrets, and he did not kill the student who had died. Eventually, there is another creature in the chamber, one that had been born there. Hearing this, Harry and Ron realized that Hagrid was truly innocent, in that the real culprit was someone else. A few days later, they went to the hospital to see Hermione. There, Harry noticed that Hermione was holding a paper on which all the information about the terrifying creature in the Chamber of Secrets was written. From this paper, they learned that there was a gigantic serpent in the chamber, which was currently attacking the student at the school. This serpent was one of the most dangerous creatures in the world and could live for hundreds of years. If anyone looked directly into its eye, they would die instantly. Ron said, "If that is really true, then why haven't Hermione and the other student died? How are they still alive in a fortified stone-like state?" Harry replied, "None of them saw the serpent directly. Some saw its reflection in a mirror, some in water, and others through a camera. Since no one faced the serpent directly, they all survived in a petrified state and became. I can speak partial tongue. I could hear its strange whispers from inside the wall, since the serpent was actually peeking through the wall." Ron asked, "How can such a huge serpent move around the school without being seen by anyone?" Harry explained, "Hermione's cap of paper had the word pipes on it, meaning that serpent travels through the school water pipe. That night, the dangerous creature took Ron's sister Ginny into the chamber. On the wall, there was a message written in blood. Her skeleton would remain in this chamber for all time. The school decided to send Professor Lockhart into the chamber to try to rescue Ginny because Lockhart had previously claimed many great, dangerous, and noble deeds. Harry and Ron decided they would tell Lockhart everything they knew about the serpent to give him some advantage when facing it. But once Harry and Ron entered the Lockhart room, it became clear he was trying to run away. When asked why he was failing, he admitted, "I have never done any truly great deeds in my life. Everything in my books is false. That's why I was hired at the school." After hearing this, Harry and Ron did not let Lockhart escape. Instead, they forced him to come along with them. They then made their way to an abandoned bathroom at the school, the very place where a student had been killed by the serpent 50 years ago. Ron told Harry, "Speak to it in parcel tongue. Here, maybe the secret door will open." Harry did as instructed. Immediately, they saw the secret door slowly being to open. The three of them entered through it. Once inside, they noticed a massive serpent's nest about 50 to 60 feet long. At that moment, Professor Lockhart grabbed Ron's broken wand and tries to attack them, which fell, while also attempting to flee. But since Ron's wand was already broken, Lockhart's own spell backfired onto him. A small explosion occurred and some stone fell onto the path, backing the way since Ron was still outside. Harry had no choice but to enter alone. Inside the chamber, Harry saw Ginny lying motionless just like the other students. As Harry approached her, Tom Riddle appeared. Harry asked him, "Are you a ghost?" Tom replied, "No, I am a memory. I have preserved myself in this diary for the past 50 years. Well, speaking with Harry, Tom Riddle did Harry's wand in his possession. Then he explained, "I have been controlling Ginny through this diary all this time, and using her, I have written all the messages on the wall of the school. The weaker someone becomes, the more power I gain. Once I leave this diary, I will regain my full strength." Tom continued, "I was trying to gain your trust. That is why I showed you through the diary how Hagrid was caught 50 years ago. But in reality, I was the one who did it, and I deliberately framed Hagrid. Then I confined myself within the diary for a few years to keep everything clean, so that later I could use someone else to carry out my plan." Finally, Tom revealed to Harry, "And this is the true heir of the dark power, and it is none other than Lord Voldemort." After saying those words, Tom summoned the enrams serpent from inside the chamber, intending to kill Harry. If Harry had looked directly into the serpent's eyes, he would have been instantly fatal. Suddenly, Headmaster Dumbledore's magical phoenix appeared. The phoenix gave Harry a magical heart, and that phoenix attacked immediately. The serpent's eyes were destroyed, allowing Harry to fight it safely. For that emerged a sword, which was handed to Harry. After much effort and strength, Harry used the sword to defeat the serpent. However, while killing the serpent, its poisoning fang pinned at Harry's hand, gradually weakening him and bringing him close to death. Tom told Harry, "You will soon face danger like your father did. See how deadly a small diary can be." Harry realized that Tom's spirit was still trapped inside the diary. He took the diary from Ginny and destroyed it. As the diary was destroyed, Tom died. With the Tom gone, Ginny regained her consciousness and came back to life. Harry, weakened by the serpent's venom, was slowly recovering. At that moment, the phoenix returned, and with its healing prayers quiet, Harry's wand was completely quiet. Harry regained his full strength. Later, Harry and Ron stood before Dumbledore, who said, "You have broken the school rules in the first few days, but you risked your lives to protect the school. For that, you will be rewarded." Harry then asked Dumbledore, "Why can I speak parcel tongue?" Dumbledore explained that when he was a child, during an attack by a snake, a part of its power accidentally transferred into him. That is why he has this ability. Meanwhile, Lucius Malfoy and Dobby arrived. Seeing Harry, he asks Dobby, "Are you a servant of Malfoy family?" Lucius tells Dumbledore, "You have been brought back to the school. Has the real culprit been caught now?" Dumbledore replies, "The crime were being committed through the diary." Lucius becomes somewhat frightened, realized the diary was being used intentionally. Hearing this, he leaves the place. A little later, Harry brings the diary to Lucius. He says, "This diary was left inside. I saw you keep it in Jimmy's cauldron." Harry takes the diary from Lucius and gives it to Dobby. Dobby then tells Harry, "You will never be able to prove that I received this diary." Harry gestures for Dobby to open the diary. When opened, they see a shock beginning to Harry inside. Since Dobby's master has now give him clothing by the rules, Dobby is completely free. After Harry demonstrates this, Lucius becomes furious and tries to attack, but Dobby protects him. Later, it is seen that Hermione and all other students have recovered. The school environment returned to its calm and safe state. Finally, since Hagrid was innocent, he is released from Azkaban. Everyone is very happy to see him back at school. Those ends of the story of Harry Potter's second adventure. So that is the end of today's video. Don't forget to tell us in the comment box how did you like the video. See you again in a new video. Thank you.